Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Casper the Void Diviner, and today I wanted to show you guys my top 5 most confrontational decks. There might be some overlap between this video and my top 5 decks for Shadow Work, because Shadow Work tends to be a bit confrontational, but in Shadow Work there are different layers, right? We want cards that are maybe softer, maybe a bit more more flexible, that really try to push you and wake you up in the right way possible. Today I wanted to show you guys decks that they really wake you, they shake you, they quake you. Very Tower-esque decks. If you read the tarot, you know what Tower is. So this is a very confrontational kind of deck collection that I have today in my top 5. So why would you want to read with a confrontational deck? It's when you realize that you need something that bust you out of your current inertia, maybe, or your current situation. So I picked out these 5 decks because when I do want a reading that maybe pushes me a bit harder in the direction I want to go, I will go to these certain decks. Some of these decks I have not read for a while because I don't need that kind of confrontation, or I'm trying to avoid that kind of confrontation in my life right now, even though I might need that. Yeah, so these are decks that I have not used in a while, apart from one, which I'll talk about. But the first deck, the most confrontational one out of this lot, is the El-Goliath Tarot. So the El-Goliath Tarot is a beautiful tarot deck, and I think it was recently on sale. So if you guys didn't pick it up during that time, you guys still can check it out now. It is a very big, chunky deck compared to other tarot decks. So for comparison, the Mary El Tarot is about, it's just bigger, the El-Goliath. So it is a very powerful deck. Very visceral, very confrontational, I would say. It's black and white, so it's very stark. It feels stark. It feels like it is meant to wake something in you, and indeed it's a deck that it's designed just for shadow work. The images are so pretty. They are hand drawn, amazing artist. Goliath is a very, very good artist, so I encourage you guys to check him out. But yeah, this deck is pretty confrontational. Let me pick out some of the cards that make me feel like a bit like it's trying to wake me, like this one. There's something strange about the 3 animals. There's something strange about how they are anthropomorphized, and there is that sense of the 3 wise men in that. So there's that kind of religious aspect to it. And you can see that he draws nature in such detail using pencil. I think it's pencil drawn. Can you see all the detail? And there's something to that detail that really makes it feel a little scary. And there are some effects like this one. I don't know if he used a reversal effect or something, or he actually drew it like this, but that sense of opposition makes me feel, that kind of starkness, that kind of confrontation. And that's why this deck is very, very good if you need a bit of an ass kicking, right? Maybe that should be the title of the video, the top 5 decks that kicks your ass. I don't know. Okay, anyway, that's the first deck, the El-Goliath. Let's move on to the second deck. This one was also shown in my Shadow Work video, so these first 2 are in common with that, and it's the Mary El Tarot. The Mary El Tarot has nudity, so if you guys are not comfortable with nudity, you can skip this part, but it's that part of it, that kind of nudity really, it's very in your face, very confrontational, very like, here it is, take a look, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Let's confront it straight on. Oh, the first 3 cards all depict some nudity in some shape or form. And if you have the original Mary El Tarot, not the borderless edition that I have, you will notice that the Hierophant is so much more confronting than this one. So that is something that you might want to look into. If you want something more confronting, I'd rather you go with the original. But this one by itself is pretty confronting. There are some images like this that are more tucked aside, more flexible, more open, but most of the deck is really striking in a confrontational way. Like look at this. This is the pathway. Are you sure you want to walk into it? Invites questions, invites power, strength. It is very confrontational, and that's why this deck, I generally use it more when I need a shake-up in my spiritual life. At the moment, I'm not doing much with my spiritual life, so I have not turned to this deck in a while. But gorgeous confrontational deck. I really recommend this for anyone who needs something to shake their lives up, especially because it is a mass market deck, so it's pretty accessible. If you need a link to it, it's in my description below. That is the only mass marker deck I have today that I want to show you. But now I want to show you a deck that is done by my friend Valerie. It's the Tarot of the Passing Showers. I believe this is on NPC. If I can find a link, I'll link it down below. But makeplayingcards.com. So it is also very confrontational, even though it is, you know, her style is a very anime-ish style, but there's something visceral to her images. There's something strong in her images, something striking, I would say. Like this one, do you see him busting out of that? There are some of them that really kicks your ass, like this, the Aeon here. You can see the sadness in this person's demeanor, how he is looking upwards for hope. You can see the Nine of Pentacles. Is this the Nine? No, the King of Pentacles with his tortoise. That is so cute, but still very visceral, I would say, this deck. And the Three of Swords, not depicted with the heart, you know, the very traditional depiction. I appreciate this depiction because it is so caged up and so raw and so real. This is why, even though I enjoy this deck, I don't really use it in my everyday readings, because I feel like it can be a bit too strong for some readings some days, you know? Yeah. Of course, there are more colorful, happy cards here, like this one. At the same time, I would say that this deck is one of the most confrontational ones that I own, that has some color to it. It reminds me, it's similar to the Mary L in a way, but this one has more blood, more violence, more you know, that kind of vibe. So if you're not a person into all that, then this deck might not be for you. But I would say that it is very powerful. Can you see this? There are scorpions all over this character. This is what I'm talking about. This forces you to confront those feelings that you have, you know? So far, I have shown you one animal deck, which is the Alkalife, and two human-ish decks, which is the Mary L and the Tarot of the Passing Showers. But I want to show you guys the Brady Tarot. This is also an animal deck. And I wouldn't say it's exactly what you would think of when you think of confrontational, because the happy cards in this deck are very happy. They are very bright and happy. But I would say that because of the nature of how the art is done, it always feels very confrontational. Do you see the Sun of Roots? Even though this is a beautiful, you know, do you see the cherry blossoms? There's something about the roots and the outlines, you know? The rough outlines here that make it feel very powerful, very confrontational. Yeah, even the Lovers, amazing picture. There is conflict in this image. Do you see that? And then the Devil, how dark it is, how confrontational it is. And it doesn't shy away from any difficult imagery. It doesn't shy away from any violence. You can see this, the Three of Arrows, I would say. It is the Three of Hearts. Sorry, the Three of Swords. And it's very visceral. Do you see that pain there? I see the pain. I see the mourning that's happening here. Power. And this is just opposed to like Six of Cups or Six of Wands. You know, happiness. This is so cute. It's so happy, but this is also very confrontational, you know? It's very happy in a very direct way. So this deck is very direct, and I would say that is very similar to what I would say as confrontational. I would still consider that for this video. There is something about the imagery here, the art here. I haven't used this in a while because of the rose petal finish, but I really like this deck, and I wish I used it more. Maybe I should. I have like life decisions to make soon, so I have been thinking about which deck to use, and I probably will go with my Spirit Keepers, but something is telling me maybe I should supplement with this somehow. Very direct deck, very clear messages. Another reason why this is very direct and very confrontational is because there are keywords involved, and usually I'm not a person who subscribes to keywords, but there's something about how confrontational and how direct these keywords are, even in happiness. So joy, like that one. Then there are very direct ones like this, you know, armistice. And mourning, as you saw earlier. So the keywords don't shy away, they don't hide. They don't rename the death to become rebirth or something like that. They are all very, very direct. Oh, death just came out, so that's very appropriate because, as I said it, you know, things are going on with my life. Career choices and all that. Yeah, so beautiful, beautiful deck. And I ought to use it more. I just wish it wasn't that rose petal finish that I really detest. But you know, I should get used to it. I should be better with shuffling it. And the more I shuffle, I know, the better it will be. And I always forget it comes with a really nice chunky guidebook that I should really put some effort to reading. Okay, we went through 2 animal decks, 2 human-esque decks, and then now I want to go through my last one, which is the Terra Volatile. This is a relatively new to my collection. They are actually sending me their next edition just because this edition, there were a lot of white specks at the back of my cards. I've already shown you guys in another video, but here I'll show it to you again. Can you see the white specks? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not printed well, but anyway, it is still a very beautiful deck. It's still very visceral, I would say. Some of the imagery really is confounding and scary, confrontational, I would say. Like this one, the 9 of Wands. What is this creature? Why is he there? There is that sense of confusion, you know, in his eyes, and it feels very Kafka. It feels very like you know, you just woke up and you appeared like this. Yeah, this deck is beautiful and very confrontational, I would say. Let me show you the 7 of Coins. This is so beautiful but so confrontational. Do you see what happened to him? Do you see? So there are alternative cards for this. You can choose the more visceral, the more confrontational ones, as I have done. Of course, in every tarot there are more static images, less confrontational ones. I would say that this doesn't shy away from it. Do you see? Usually the RWS, the 7 of Pentacles, is a person waiting for their plant to bear fruit. And this one, they had themselves have sacrificed themselves to the plant. What does that say about them? Are you over-giving yourself to what you're trying to create? Are you taking up too much of your time, too much of your energy? And does the fruit really is the fruit really worth your labor? You know, those are the questions I see in that confrontational card. Yeah, gorgeous, beautiful cards. Terra Volatile is really beautiful. I really want to walk through this properly, but I'm waiting for the new set to come so I can do a comparison for you guys in case you have an option to buy the 2nd edition or the 3rd edition. Again, for Death, there are many different ones, but this is the most visceral confrontational one, which is renamed the Misery Collector. So you can see I don't really enjoy renames of the major arcana, but this one is intriguing. This one has thought behind it, and this one has a different imagery. And not only that, they have provided the death card so you can actually choose. I guess it doesn't bother me as much as long as I have a choice whether I want to go with the original, the most traditional reading, the most traditional names, or if I can choose to use something newer, something different. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been a while since I did my top 5 whatever, you know, decks, and I used to do this all the time, and this makes me feel excited again. I feel good making this video. I enjoyed making this video. If you guys have any adjectives or something, or the most something you want to know, let me know in the comments down below, because it will really help me out. I'm having a bit of a blockage. I'm also wondering if I should redo some of the top XXX decks from last year, this year again, because my collection is always changing and evolving. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And you guys have a great rest of the day. You take care. Bye!